really mixed emotions about that. Chaminade, I'll start off with the negative first, and that is Chaminade was one of those games where I'm not going to forget that game for a long, long time. That goes down with the 1990 loss I experienced in high school. When I was at Dickinson State, we went to Kaiser in Florida. I don't forget about those games where games you should have won and maybe won handily. We had a 15-point lead, and I kept telling my assistant, we need to get this to 25 right now. And I want to get my other girls that maybe don't get to play as much, I want to get them in a game because they're important to me. You know, I don't have favorites. Everyone on this team, all 14 girls, are really important to me, and I wanted to make those or get those girls in to make their Hawaii experience. You know, hey, they got a lot of playing time, and so that's the part. You know, we got nipped at the buzzer on a launch 3-pointer, but to even let them in the game and blown cards, that was the game I'm not going to forget for a long, long time. It's not just losing, you know. Nobody saw the game. That's not what it's about. It's about a team that maybe we should have put away by 25 and got, you know, other kids in and stuff like that. I give the girls a lot of credit. We turned around and beat a Northwest Oklahoma State team that I was really worried about. They did a lot of things differently, and I thought, oh, that's going to cause us some problems. The girls bounced back and had a nice 20-point win. So I compared that, and I told the girls afterwards, I said, I compared this to last season. We had a very disappointing game with Mankato State at home. We lost by 20. We never showed up that day. But how your girls bounce back and after an adverse situation tells you a lot about the team. And so I was very pleased the way we bounced back and beat a good Northwest Oklahoma State team.
Did the girls kind of share that sentiment after that bad loss that you had?
We didn't say anything about it afterwards because I wasn't in the speaking mood. But the next day after the game, I said, now, who did this remind you of last year? We had a tough loss last year, and the way you bounced back, and right away the girls said Mankato State. So they remembered that. They remembered the way they bounced back, you know, after that loss, and so that was good to see. And that sometimes tells a lot about the team. Not when you're winning, you know, everything's fine, but when you go through some adverse situations, how do you bounce back? And so I like what I saw the next day.
What do you want to really work through in the Valley City game to make sure it's ready for UMary over the weekend? Well,
you know about Valley City. Valley City beat us the first time. They beat Bemidji State. They should have won at St. Cloud State. No, this is on the road at St. Cloud State. They had the lead. St. Cloud State threw up a 3 that went in at the buzzer to send it into overtime. Otherwise, Valley City beats St. Cloud at St. Cloud. So that's 3 opponents they should have beat in our Northern Suns. So that obviously, and they're still 16th in the nation. Very good team. They play a very difficult schedule. And so that's going to be another good test to get us ready for the conference season. I hope our girls have a little bit of revenge on their mind that, you know, we got to come back and take care of business at home. And then I'll be honest with you, I know nothing about Mary, and I don't care about Mary right now until, you know, we get past Tuesday. I'm watching 3 games today, Monday, and we'll prepare for Valley City. I will not start on Mary until Wednesday.
How about you had Mariah, you know, of course, her great first part of the season. Maddie had a good game, that first one against Chaminade.
Yep. But
Carrie steps up then in game 2, and is it nice to see that third leg kind of step forward now?
You know, Carrie was 6 for 10 from 3, and that's the nice thing about this team is you have 3 guards. Now, that's the thing I don't like is it makes us really small when all 3 are in there, you know, 3, 5, 7 girls, which can you get by with that in the Northern Sun? I don't know. But it's nice to see all 3 of them playing well. Carrie, I think it was 2 years ago, was the leading scorer at Minot State. Maddie started all 4 years at Minot State. You know, Mariah has been one of our leading scorers. So with those 3, I think that gives us, you know, a great trio. But now how can we get others to step up, you know, so teams don't just take away those 3 perimeter players? You know, are we going to get anything out of the post? Callie Delsman had a really nice game, the second game against Northwest Oklahoma. She had 15 points, so that was really good to see Callie. You know, Callie's that 5'11", big wing, what we talk about. So we need more of that.
I know you guys don't have like the prep done for UMary at all, but is there any preference among the girls to start the conference season here with the biggest rival you have?
Well, I do know this about Mary. I picked them number 1 in the North because they have everything back. They have so much talent. And then they add a Division I transfer in Coral Gillette. They pick up a really nice recruit in Tanya Dvorak. So not only did they have everything back, and they're still just juniors, a lot of the good players, Gabby Bowl is the preseason player of the year. So you have that, you have all that talent back, and then you had a Division I transfer in from Montana State in. You had Tanya Dvorak to give them more depth. They're loaded. They're loaded, and that's why I picked them number 1 in the North. So I know, and then it's on the road to top it off. So we'll be the underdog, but I try to cherish those type of things when you're the underdog and no one thinks you're supposed to win.
How about having a conference opener like that? Is it, how important is it for the first game of the year? To try to get a win.
It is, and last year we had a nice win here to start the year. But then I said last year, remember our next 5 in a row were so tough. And that's kind of how these first 5 are. They're very difficult on the road to who I picked the number 1 team in the North. Minnesota Duluth right after that is so good. I watched them beat the Bison at NDSU, and I'm sitting there and I called my assistant and I say, what can we do against Duluth? They look so good. And then you have St. Cloud State. Then you go on the road to Northern and Moorhead, and that's how you finish before Christmas. So I know how difficult those first 5 are, but again, we're just going to come out fighting, clawing, scratching, and see if we can pick up maybe a couple wins would be terrific if we could do that in our first 5.